All right, welcome back to the last and final episode of the more Sip2Tally Power Rankings. And by now, we all know who the number one team is. Recapping 32 through 31, we don't need to because you just got that in the episode. And we know the number one team on the more Sip2Tally Power Rankings is the Baltimore Ravens. Let's get into, how I've ranked the Baltimore Ravens and see, how they ended up as the number one team. And again, I'll kind of explain to you because I know there's going to be people that say I had purple shades on when I did this, but just, kind of full disclosure, when I made this spreadsheet, they were not, the teams were not in order. So I didn't know the Ravens were going to be number one until I went over here and did the auto sum. When I put them in, when I made the Excel list them from least to greatest. And that's when I realized that the Ravens were number one. So as I was putting it together, didn't know that. But once I made the formula rank them, that's when I saw it and I was shocked. But happily shocked, but shocked. But let's get into it. The quarterback room, Lamar Jackson, Tyler Huntley, and who's behind those guys? Josh Johnson, Anthony Brown. But really, speaking on Lamar Jackson and Tyler Huntley, I got them ranked third. Easily could have been second potentially, but I got them third. No, I think I had the Bengals second, but I think third's a fair ranking for that quarterback room. A huge battle. If I want to go back and forth, a very comparable quarterback room is the Eagles quarterback room with their backup Mariota. It's tough. 3, 4, 5, the quarterback rooms in there, because now you're looking at, not only you're looking at starters or on similar levels, you got to kind of peek and see who the backup is, just in case. And in a lot of cases, the backup don't matter, but in a few they do. And when you look at Pat Mahomes, the backup don't matter. But then you look at quarterbacks like Joe and Lamar and Hurts and Josh, you peek and see who the backup is, just in case if you want to, bump that room up or down a little bit, just because they are so close as far as, depending on what day of the month is, who's better and whatnot. But I have the Ravens quarterback room ranked third. When you go to the running back room, you got two guys in the Ravens running back room that can get it done. J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. Health is an issue for both. That's why they're not in the top 10. The running back room is not in the top 10. They both coming off of, their injuries. J.K., came back and still had to go back and have a little surgery in the midseason and showed promise. Showed promise while playing off one leg, which was great. I got the running back room ranked 12th. It's a combination of J.K., combination of Gus. Justice Hill played in spurts. Justice Hill is okay, really a special teamer. Got Keaton Mitchell listed as the fourth guy. He's a rookie, so we no stock into him. I think I'm, on the strength of J.K., what he can do, and what Gus brings to the table. I got him listed as the 12th best running back room. Wide receiver room. The wide receiver room is probably the best wide receiver room that Lamar's had since he's been the quarterback. Now, saying that doesn't say a lot. You look at Odell Beckham, Rashad Bateman, Zay is listed as a starter. Not going to put much stock in there. You Duvernay, Nelson Aguilar, Prochet. I got them middle of the road, straight middle of the road. I got the 16th best receiver room. 16th best. You got a bunch of bodies. You got a bunch of guys to choose from. Bateman, Beckham, Flowers, Duvernay, Aguilar, Prochet, Wallace, Isabella, Mike Thomas, Treadwell, Shamar Bridges, Tariq Black hurt. Mike Thomas, I think, is hurt too. You got a ton of guys to choose from. Middle of the road. We middle of the pack. 16. All right. Slide to your tight end room. This is the number one that I think the Ravens have. The tight end room. You got Mark Andrews, who's a top 3 or 4 tight end. Then you come back with his backup, who's shown you that he can produce when Mark is hurt. Isaiah Likely. I think that's the best 1-2 punch in the league. I got the tight end room is ranked number 1. Then you bring, you got the potential for Kolar. Potential. I ain't really even count Kolar in this because he only played 2.5 snaps last year. But Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely together, I think we got the best tight end room. Some agree, some disagree. I understand. But me personally, the best tight end room. That's the only number 1 I got for this team. The only. All right. Slide on over to the defensive side. No, I'm sorry. The O-line. I forgot about the O-line. Ronnie Stanley. We know what Ronnie is. Ben Cleveland is listed as a starter. I think he's going to start. But Linderbaum, in my opinion, after his rookie season, I think he's the 3rd, if not the 4th best center in the league. I think it's 2 guys that's clearly ahead of him, Creed Humphrey and Kelsey. It may be 1 more. But I doubted Linderbaum before the season. I have no doubts now. 0. Zeitler's solid. Morgan Moses is he's good in the run game. He needs to be better in the pass game. But that's 4 guys that are really good for what the Ravens do. That one question mark is left guard, and they got a bunch of bodies to throw at that left guard position. And whoever wins that job, I think, will solidify and be one of the best O-lines in the NFL. I truly believe that. And I got him ranked 6th. And this may be the only position where I'm throwing purple shades at, because I think at the end of the season, that O-line will be a top 5 O-line. Whoever wins that spot. Flip over to the other side of the ball. Now, this is the lowest ranked position group I have for the O-line. We are base 314, which, knowing, having a little more insight about the Ravens than other teams, we are base 314, but we're multiple. We do some of everything. So you're looking at Matabike, Michael Pierce, Broderick Washington, Odafe Owe, and Bowser. Then you throwing in David Ojabo. You throwing in who else we got up there? Malik Harrison. You throwing in you're a rookie. You throwing in Travis Jones. Throwing in Brent Urban. I got us ranked 16th, middle of the pack again. There's no star up there. We got a bunch of bodies to throw up there. But as a collective, they get it done, man. Like 1 week, Matabike have a good game. And the next week, Urban and Washington will make 4 or 5 good plays in there. Then the next week, Broderick Washington will have 2 good plays, and then Owe will make a half a play. It's almost D-line by committee. It's D-line by committee. And the good thing about it is they got a bunch of bodies to throw up there. Travis Jones is pitched in. Malik has played on the edge some. And I don't know what we're going to do with Malik. Malik is just, he all over the place right now. I think this make a break for Malik. But that's another day for another channel. So I got this, the D-line as the 16th, in the middle of the road. 16, ranked 16. All right, go to the linebacker room. And I talked, yesterday, maybe, about the San Francisco 49ers being the best linebacker group. And I think they're the best linebacker group by far. But I think we got the second best in Baltimore. I think Roquan and Pat Queen are the second best. And there's controversy out there with the 2 guys that the Bears brought in. And those 2 guys are good. I think there's one thing that the Ravens have over those 2 guys in Chicago. They have time together. Now, as the season progresses, those 2 guys may show to be better than Queen and Roquan together. But as of right now, Queen and Roquan have games together. Edmonds and Edwards don't. And I like what I saw out of Queen and Roquan the second half of the season. So that's why I put them at number 2. I have them ranked as the second best linebacker room in the NFL. All right, going to the cornerback room. We have a dog for one corner, and that's Marlon. Rocky Sin only gave up, I think, one touchdown last year. I think it's one touchdown, but up and down, up and down. We got Pepe Williams, Jalen Armour Davis, who were rookies last year. Question marks. Question marks. You got Trevon Mullen. Question mark. Darryl Worley, who was surprisingly good with the exception of the Cincinnati game. And then even in the Cincinnati game, he showed the ability to KO folks and not necessarily cover, but let them know he was there. And so they could not necessarily focus on the ball and had to find Worley before they could just straight up catch balls. So they had to kind of peek and hear footsteps and they're usually just focusing on the ball and kind of, you know when somebody knock you out and you got to kind of not focus as much on the ball and you hear footsteps and you kind of short arm stuff and stuff like that. So Worley surprisingly played better to me. But as far as the cornerback room, I have us 14 because Marlon locks people down with the exception of those Bengals guys. And I think he played a lot better versus the Bengals. And I think our DC put Marlon in a lot better situations last year than the year before with Wink. The different DC put Marlon in a lot better situations than Wink did as far as just stringing him out man to man all the time. Marlon played a lot better when he was able to disguise coverages and not just straight up be a man every time. Marlon was a heck of a lot better player last year. Heck of a lot. I don't think Marlon even gave up a touchdown last year. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat box, or if you're watching it later. I don't think Marlon gave up a touchdown last year. The only touchdown may have been in question was versus the Giants to that tight end. Maybe. But I got the cornerback room ranked 14. And still, I didn't rank him high. Cornerback room ranked 14. Safety room. Kyle Hamilton, Marcus Williams. I think that duo is in for some great things this year. Do I have him ranked 1? Nope. If you watch the countdown, you know that. You know the Bills' safety duo is ranked 1. Do I have him ranked 2? Nope. You know that. Who I got ranked 2? Let me look at my paper. Seahawks. That's Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs. But I do have him ranked 3. I got the team of Kyle Hamilton and Marcus Williams as the 3rd ranked safety group in the NFL. And when you average all that together, it comes out to be 8.1111, which puts them at number 1 on the list to be the number 1 ranked team in the more Sip2Tally power rankings. And again, I told you all this was close. I did. And I'm going to send this list, and we're going to talk about this list later on a lunch break hot take show. But the top 3 teams, all in the 8s. The Ravens, 8.11111. The Eagles, 8.22222. 49ers, 8.888889. It's tight, man. But again, this whole sheet that's in front of me, we'll look at it at its entirety on the lunch break hot take show. And again, I appreciate everybody for coming through. The Ravens are the number 1 team on the more Sip2Tally power rankings. And again, as much as I know people are going to come in and say purple shades and, it's conspiracy and all that, I promise you it was not. I put all this stuff all this information in the computer, and it was a random draw because I just listed all the teams in alphabetical order. And then once I put in all my information and I went over and listed the teams, like when I made the chart do the from least to highest, so I can know who was what, that's when I realized who the number 1 teams was. Or what, not the order of the team. And that's when I saw who was 1 and who was 32. So did I rank the positions? Yes. Did I rank the order of the teams? No. So there, and I'll take it. Whatever you say, I'll take it. I'll comment it, and we'll talk about it. If you got questions, put them in the comment section. Comments. If you're in the chat box, I'm probably looking at them and commenting to them now. But it is what it is, man. Can't please everybody, but there will be some adjustments for next year. And the only adjustment I know definitely for next year is the quarterback position will have more oomph to it. It'll have more power, I guess, if that's what the word is. It'll have more weight to it. The quarterback position will have more weight to it because as Mahomes is way better than any quarterback in the league, so him being that much better than anybody should have had more weight to it. So that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say on that. And again, you live and you learn, and I'll make an adjustment for next year doing this. And if and thinking about it for the next 330 some odd days, when I get ready to do it again next year, whatever adjustment I need to make, I'll make. But I appreciate you. If you've been here since 32, thank you. I appreciate it. If you've been here since 15, thank you. If you've been here since 3, I appreciate it. But no matter when you came into the countdown, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And the film starts soon, man. We got people on the grass. Training camps have started. So film will be coming soon, and very soon. So again, tune in to Lunch Break Hot Take for a full recap. And you'll get to see the full Excel sheet with all the number. Every team that has 1 through 5 will be highlighted on that sheet. And peace, y'all. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me for a whole month. Thank y'all.